The chairman was inspecting the construction site when he suddenly discovered that the entire building had a slight tilt. What was even more frightening was that if the wind speed on the roof exceeded 25 meters per second, the entire building would experience violent shaking. But the inspection report showed that all materials were qualified, until he walked into the site and immediately saw that the concrete mix was severely incorrect. The steel bars were even visibly of poor quality. He was furious on the spot and scolded the project manager for cutting corners. The manager, seeing this, immediately knelt down, claiming it was his son's responsibility. Because of inexperience, he was tricked into using these materials. In an attempt to cover up the mistake, he hurriedly brought out what he claimed was a solution. But in the chairman's eyes, it was just a pile of useless paper. He coldly ordered that the issue must be corrected within 10 days, or the manager would have to resign voluntarily. But what he didn't expect was that the manager's claims of being deceived were just lies to cover for his son, because the son, in order to embezzle $500 million, had not only cut corners, but also replaced the steel bars with unqualified ones. And the manager, to save face and protect his future, had stubbornly told these enormous lies, but he showed no remorse, and instead thought it was justified, because he was angry from being scolded by his father. Even during a game of billiards, he wore a look of rage, and it just so happened that the man accidentally bumped into his cue. Though the man immediately apologized in a low voice, the manager's son still cursed loudly and acted arrogantly. But the man, thinking about more important matters, had to swallow his anger. He then knelt on one knee, holding flowers, and proposed to the girlfriend of 3 years. But the manager's son deliberately caused trouble, intentionally knocking the billiard ball off the table. It landed heavily on the bouquet. The man, seeing this, couldn't help but remind them to be careful. But this only led to more vicious taunts. The girlfriend, sensing something was wrong, quickly advised him not to make trouble, and he had no choice but to bite his tongue and endure it. But the manager's son became even more excessive. Just as the man was about to put the ring on the girl's finger, a billiard ball suddenly flew in, knocking the ring to the floor. At that moment, his fury exploded. He demanded to know what they wanted. To his surprise, the manager's son not only showed no remorse, but also ordered a bottle of alcohol to be brought over, pretending to apologize. But the next second, he poured the entire bottle of wine on the man's head. Little did he know, he had just provoked a big figure. The man, unable to endure it any longer, immediately shoved him aside, only to be restrained by his subordinates, who pressed his head down on the billiard table. The manager's son deliberately swung at him, and the cue ball instantly struck him hard. At this moment, the crowd watching could no longer tolerate it, and began to voice their disapproval. But he acted even more arrogantly, and reached for the man's girlfriend, trying to claim her as his own. Seeing this, the man completely lost it. He raised the cue stick, ready to fight him, but the girl, fearing someone would get hurt, grabbed him desperately. This move, however, enraged the manager's son, who immediately ordered his men to restrain the man. Despite the girl's pleas, he showed no intention of letting go. In a desperate moment, the girl called the man's father. When she heard the father ask for the address, she immediately planned to send it over, but was